how to get the permanent homemade gunpowder production going, and more importantly, where do you get the millstones to actually do that? Well, good news is I will answer all of those questions immediately in this video. So let's get started. Where do you get the gunpowder without just farming pirates over and over? Well, the interesting part here is that farming pirates in the camps is not necessarily a bad strategy for homemade gunpowder because it is quite expensive and not as easy, even if you can produce it, to produce at all. So you might not want to stop to kill all the pirates because depending on how high your level is, it might be much faster instead of farming the resources for the homemade gunpowder. But that's not what you asked. You asked how to do this. Well, the answer to that question and how to get the millstone to keep this going is corn. Wait, corn? What does corn have to do with my gunpowder? Well, the answer is you will need to find corn to unlock the millstone. Without corn, there is no millstone. And how to do that? Well, you have to go into tier 2 foothills. You have to find them on your map. And there you have to find the corn. When you find the corn, you will get the blueprint for your millstone. Okay, where can I find the corn exactly? Well, as I said before, you have to go into the tier 2 foothills and you have to find the ancient farms. You will be lucky, most of the maps or most of the islands do have ancient farms here, and you can just get the stuff from there. Now, it might happen that you have to look a few more islands up and down before you can actually find an ancient farm, but they should spawn on nearly every island. So if you find them, you will also find the corn. Now, before you think, hey, wait a minute, so that means I just can sail into tier 2, grab the corn, and then it can produce gunpowder? That's pretty easy, isn't it? No, it isn't, because that's not how it works. If you haven't noticed yet, you cannot unlock the next tier before you have not finished the local thread of the previous tier. So if you don't have that, then you can go to the tier 2 island if you make it past all the very high level ships and high level enemies. And yes, you can farm the resource, but it will not unlock anything for you till you are not defeating the local threat of tier 1, which means the boss, right? And so you cannot do that. You have to go down that path. But then you can just build the millstone, right, as I have done here. It's super easy. It's just a little bit of stone, and I think only stone, and then you're good to go. And then you're getting the ability to make homemade gunpowder. But you will also realize very quickly, oh, wait a second, I need ash. Okay, I have probably tons of ash, but sulfur? Where the heck do I get sulfur from? Well, again, there will be islands where you can find sulfur and you can farm them, but you might also be lucky that you find sulfur on your very first islands. Because if you might remember, you have already seen sulfur. We have to go here to another island very quickly because, well, I have used mine up on my main island. Whoops. But you have probably already seen them. Those are the big stones you couldn't mine when you had your copper slash wood stone pickaxe thingy. And now, when you have, and this is also very important, your iron pickaxe, you can mine sulfur. They look like this, right? This is sulfur right here. And you can see, I need an iron pickaxe. So get the iron pickaxe first, and then you can also farm the sulfur. You will get about 10 sulfur out of this, which is exactly enough sulfur to make one homemade gunpowder. Or as you can see here, I'm unlucky and I only got 8. So yeah, you really have to find like a sulfur place where you can easily get that. and then you have to farm that on a specific island. I wasn't that lucky yet, but look out for those stones whenever you find them to get the sulfur. Another thing I highly, highly recommend to get is actually one of the followers. Right, you can hire. If you want to know how hiring followers and putting them to work works, there's another video on my channel if you want to check that out. But you want to get Mortar Joe. Mortar Joe is already assigned here to the millstone, and you can see here he will not produce 10 pieces, he will produce 15. He's increasing the gunpowder production by 50%, and that's quite a bit. You will still need 10 sulfur and 20 ash for it, which is a lot. But again, if you want to get 50% more of it, make sure you are getting Mortar Joe. How do you get Mortar Joe? Well, again, check out my video, but very quick, what you want to do is you want to find the faction. Let me show you this very quickly here. Right there, this is the Brethren of the Coast main base, where that is on your procedural generated map. You have to figure out yourself because it's randomly generated. But you go there and you will find him under all the people. He costs 500 as all the others, and then you can hire them. Again, if you want to know more on how to set up your workers and where to find and what they do, definitely check out my other video. But this is how you make gunpowder. Now, as I said, because of the sulfur you need and the amount of sulfur you need, it might actually be much faster to just travel some of the fast travel points, go to the camps at the coast, the starter pirate camps, and farm the gunpowder there. You have to invest a lot of resources, so I'm not 100% happy with it. But hey, that was not really what this video was about. This video was about to tell you where to get the millstone and how to make gunpowder. So with that said, we are done with the video. I hope it was helpful. If you still have some questions or ideas yourself, let me know down below in the comments. And if you like this video, please leave a like. If you're also new to the channel, you want to see more Windrose videos, well, they are already on here, but more are coming. And we are also doing other survival games and role-play games here on the channel with some occasional live streams. If you enjoy all of that, I would appreciate if you might subscribe. With that said, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.